Hello everyone. In this video, we'll take a look at how to add on to the previous program to create value boxes. Okay, so we have read a CSV file, then we have read what are the regions and categories available in the CSV file, and we have created drop downs based on it. And now, based on what the user selects in those drop down menus, now we'll see what sales, what profits, and what quantity of products have been sold in that particular region for that particular or those particular categories. Okay, so the initial part is exactly the same. Okay, so this part is exactly the same as the previous program. Okay, so same libraries have been imported and we have created the same fields in the UI. Let's directly move to the so up to header and sidebar, everything is the same in the dashboard page of UI. Let's move on to the dashboard body where we are creating something new. So take a look at fluid row. So this is a function that creates a horizontal row that adapts to different screen sizes. That's why it's called as fluid. So fluid means it automatically adjusts to the width of the user screen. Okay. Now value box that we are creating over here, first is total sales. Okay. Second is total profit and third is total orders. These are like the key performance indicators for a business. What is the total sales? What are the total sales? What was the profit earned? And what quantity was sold for a particular category of products in a particular region. So total orders. Okay. Let's move on to the server. So in the server, again, we are creating a reactive block. So what we require over here is again the input file. So again, you can say that this part is exactly the same. This initial part is exactly the same as the previous program. We are creating the drop down menu for region dynamically based on what regions are present in the CSV file. And then we are creating the category drop down or select input field dynamically based on which region was selected. So what categories are sold in that region and what categories are basically present in the particular CSV file. Okay. So this is something new that we are doing in this particular program. We are filtering the data. We are actually filtering the data which is selected now. Okay. So filtered data, what it requires is it requires your region to be selected as well as the category to be selected. Okay. Then again, we create a pipeline, the concept we have already seen in the previous video. We are pushing the data followed by parenthesis. That means the CSV file. So whatever data we have read from the CSV file, we are pushing that data into the pipeline and we are filtering that data based on this criteria. Region equal to input dollar region, where region is the attribute or column from the CSV file. If that matches the input selected region and we have added a comma over here, that means there is like an and condition over here. So it should satisfy both the things, only then that particular row will be selected to be a part of the filtered data. Okay. So first filtering criteria is the region attribute should match the selected input region and category should be in the input category. Now, because we are allowing the user to select multiple categories at a time, it's like we have a set of categories. And if the category in that particular row is one of the categories which the user has selected, only then filter or select that row to be a part of the filtered data. So our filtered data will contain only those rows which will have the input region as selected by the user and a category being one of the categories which has been selected by the user. So this filtered data will now be processed further. So after the filtering takes place, we'll create three value boxes. We'll create three value boxes, which will be our KPI boxes. Okay. So the first value box, render value box, we'll create the value box and we are assigning it to output dollar total sales. Where is output dollar total sales? Go back. Here we have value box output. Here we had created this particular output field called as value box output. We had assigned the internal ID total sales. Okay, it's a part of output. So output dollar total sales. To this, we are rendering a value box. Now, what will this value box look like? Firstly, it will require that filtered data is non-empty. Okay, so require filtered data to be non-empty. Then value box, we are creating a value box using this function value box paste 0. So what we are doing is we are concatenating some things together. What are we concatenating? A rupee symbol followed by, now I could have just written some filtered data dollar sale. So let's focus on the crux or the key part of this particular thing. What we are writing over here, I could have just written this much and that will also be fine. So some filtered data. What is filtered data? The filtered data that we have obtained in the previous step, right? Where our region and category matches. So take this filtered data and in that filtered data, take only the sales column. So dollar sales, take only the sales column. Take the sum of all the entries in the sales column. Okay, so that will be present in total sales. That will give us the total sales. Now, additionally, for good, like to make it look more readable, what we are doing is we want a comma to be placed after every three digits, like thousand, 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 and then thousand. So basically, thousand, million, billion, whatever. So what we are saying is big dot mark equal to comma. So put a comma after every three digits as a separator. Okay, and to use this, we have to use the format function. So format the total sales in this way such that after every three digits, there will be a comma which will be placed. Of course, reading the number from right to left. Okay, the label will be total sales and icon, as you will see, there will be an icon in the background. So icon will be dollar sign. Okay, and color will be blue. So this is something which is available by default. Okay, and color you can create your own colors if you want using hexadecimal codes. Okay, you can explore that. Basically every color has RGB values. So these are some inbuilt colors which you can directly write the string names. Okay, magenta, yellow, cyan. So there are some colors which are already present, white, black, predefined colors. You can directly write the string version of it, or you can use a hash followed by 6 digits. Okay, which will be interpreted as what intensity of red, green and blue do you want in that particular color. Anyway, so the important part is some filtered data dollar sales. Now for profit we are doing, again, if let's focus on the profit part. The initial part is exactly the same. We are rendering a value box. We require the filter data to be non-empty. Now in the profit variable, we are taking the sum filtered data dollar profit. We are done here separately. Okay. And now in the value box, what we are doing is we are formatting the profit with big dot mark comma, big dot mark equal to comma. Okay. So we can write this aggregation command inside the value box here itself, or we can write it separately. Okay. This is how the uh, code looks kind of cleaner, slightly cleaner. Okay. So we create a variable profit and then we use that variable in the paste 0 command inside the value box. Okay. So now again, the label will be total profit. Icon will be, in this case, icon will be chart line. You will see the icon. Once we upload the CSV file, you will understand. Basically, profits are shown. It will look like a line chart. This is how in a normal perception, how the profit is shown, how the sales is shown, etc. And color. Now here, in case of total sales, the color is always blue. But in case of profit, we want the value box to look green when it's a profit is positive, non-zero. Oh, sorry, positive, including zero. So non-negative profit will be shown as green, and negative profit, that is a loss, will be shown as red. Okay, so our entire chip or value box that we are creating over there, it will appear red if there is a loss and green if there is a profit. And finally, there is a total orders value box. So this value box has it simply takes counts the number of rows, because we want the total number of products. We are not taking any sum or anything over here. We are just counting. So for the count, we use the function n row. So n row filter data, total orders will be the label, icon will be shopping cart, and color will be purple. Okay, and then we are launching the app with the shiny app UI comma server command. So let's upload the CSV and see how it looks like. Okay, so okay, this is how it looks like when the window is so small. I'll just maximize this. Okay, so the total sales for all the three categories in the east region, office supplies, furniture and technology combined, total sales was 30,472. Total profit was 4,361 and total orders were 30. Now I will remove the office supplies category from here. Click on it and press delete. These are the total sales. If I want a total sales only for a particular category, let's say furniture, I can get it in this way. 5 orders of furnitures, which gave us total sales of 3,893 and total profit of 919 rupees. Now we can change the region to south, let's say. Again, all three categories will be populated by default, and I want to compare, let's say, only the furniture. So I will remove other categories, and 7 orders of furniture were received from the south region. Total profit was 848 after doing a total sales of 6,508 rupees. Okay, so this is the concept of value boxes. I hope the concept was clear. If you have any questions, any doubts, do post them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.